It's 9:07 in Nashville. Welcome in on this Monday night. I'm Eddie Stubbs as we look back and celebrate the music and life of Johnny Paycheck. Let's go back to the 1960s right now. After he took that name, Johnny Paycheck, he took the name from a prize fighter and eventually actually had his name legally changed exactly to that name, Johnny Paycheck. We talked in our last hour about his first professional name being that of Donnie Young. He was actually born Donald Eugene Lytle, May 31st, 1938 in Greenfield, Ohio, as he mentioned earlier on tonight in an interview that we did. Let's go back to the mid-60s right now. 1966 was the year on this one. Here's Motel Time again on 650 WSM.
Oh, I've sit here on this stool, drank so much I blew my cool, and now they're closing up the world I'm living in. So I guess it's time to go, or at least they told me so. Yes, I'm going home, it's motel time again. Motel time again. Yes, I'll take myself to bed. I don't even know what town I'm in, yet I'll find my way once more to that old number on the door. Then I'll be at home, motel time again. I'll take myself to bed. I don't even know what town I'm in, yet I'll find my way once more to that old number on the door. Then I'll be at home, it's motel time again.
What's it do when you hear a song like Motel Time Again? What do you think about when you hear that record?
Oh, I don't know. I think about, Bobby Bear wrote that. I remember they sent it over to me. And
who is they?
Bobby.
Oh, he sent it himself,
Mm-hmm. And just going in and working, Lloyd, working out the all that stuff.
Lloyd Green you're speaking of.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now, by this time,
we spent a lot of hours in the studio working arrangements and things, that they didn't really do back then.
Now, you're quite a musician yourself. You play electric lead guitar on stage and played bass and fronted bands and things like that. We've talked about that earlier on tonight. Because of your keen ear as a musician, were you involved a lot in the actual musical arrangements of these records as well?
Oh yeah, sure.
You'd hear something and say, "This is what I want you to do," and you'd try and
pull
it out
I'd go over and hum. I'd hum to Lloyd a lot of time, not every time. Lloyd he was such a creative man himself, But a lot of times, I'd have an idea in my head, and I could hum it to Lloyd, and Lloyd would go right to the studio and do it. He knew what I wanted, what I needed, and him and I were a tremendous match in those days.
They were indeed. That's the voice of Johnny Paycheck from an interview that we did in October of '96 here at 650 WSM. I'm Eddie Stubbs. So nice to have you along with us tonight as we look back at the music and life of Johnny Paycheck. Tremendously talented individual. As I said in the last hour, if you're just joining us and all you know about Johnny Paycheck or the well-publicized dark sides of his life, I hope that you'll stay tuned because that was only one chapter. the good in the man's life, his talent, his songs, his singing, his entertaining, his musicianship, and the body of recorded work that he has left behind speak volumes. And we need to celebrate that and embrace that. And if you don't have some of it in your collection, I hope that after tonight's show, if you're introduced to some new music, that you'll seek it out, because it is quite a special body of work, certainly. We were talking in our last hour about the fact that Johnny Paycheck was quite a songwriter. One of his early successes as a writer was actually as a co-writer on a song called Apartment Number 9. And I asked him to share this story with us.
See, Bobby Austin was the other writer on that. And
he was a recording artist.
He was a recording artist, and we was all working at the Lariat Club and the Nashville, Nevada Club. Those were the two, in
Las Vegas.
Yeah,
right?
in Las Vegas. And this was a friend of Bobby's, as I recall, that had him and his wife was getting divorced, and they lived in apartment number 9, some little hotel there or something. And anyway, Bobby started the song, and I helped, and we got together and finished it up. And it's like a true story about somebody. It was a friend of Bobby's. I can't really recall.
Who had the first record on it? Did you have the first record
Bobby.
on it? Bobby Austin had the first record.
They're in Vegas out at the studio there. Had Ralph Mooney and Peaches on drum, and as I recall, he was playing bass, and Roy Nichols was playing guitar. They all went on later to become the Strangers with Merle. Some years later.
Well, Bobby Austin may have had the first record on Apartment Number 9, but the person that put the tune on the map was Miss Tammy Wynette. Let's listen to her great interpretation of a wonderful song written by Johnny Paycheck and Bobby Austin.